Hello, welcome to legaltranslations.net, where we speak the language of your world. This is Jose Vega, your federal court certified interpreter, here for tips and tricks for attorneys, law firms, and paralegals. If you're not an attorney, please leave the video. Don't watch the video or watch at your own risk. I am not an attorney. I do not provide legal advice. So, last time, remember, we spoke about consecutive interpreting mode. We mentioned that there were three interpreting modes. There was consecutive interpreting, simultaneous interpreting, and there was sight translation. And this video today is about simultaneous interpreting. Last one was about consecutive interpreting. So in the simultaneous interpreting mode, what is it? As the word says, you are interpreting simultaneously. It's a spoken skill. You have to, it's oral, it's not in writing. And you are interpreting, you are conveying from one language to another, from the source language to the target language, verbally, at the same time that the speaker is speaking. There's a certain delay. It's called a decollage. There's a 4 or 5 second delay, and you want that delay to be able to get the entire sentence. You want that entire sentence or the entire meaning before you can start. Otherwise, you'll be misinterpreting. And then you're doing it in at the same time. When do you use this in court? In court, whenever you have your client or opposing counsel's client, they need an interpreter to listen simultaneously. When one of the parties does not speak English, they will most likely have an interpreter that will be interpreting the entire hearing. In every single hearing where they have the right to be in, they would have an interpreter to understand everything that's going on, talking about objections, any argument, jury selection, every single part of the hearing, except when there's a bench. What do you call it? When you're talking over at the bench. So that would be simultaneous interpreting. We're usually either whispering into the person's ear. We're sitting either next to you, next to them. So it would be you're sitting here, your client is here, and we're next to your client, and we're whispering into their ear everything that's going on. Some people also call it whisper interpreting or escort interpreting. We could use equipment also to be simultaneously interpreting. When do you not use simultaneous interpreting? Well, you can use it in court, right? Whispering, the court reporter is a little bit far away, so they're not listening to you. You're not interrupting the court reporter, and they can still go ahead and write everything that's going on. You're not being disrupted to the proceeding. You cannot do it. You cannot do simultaneous mode in a deposition because you will be talking over each other. It's a smaller room. Your voice is going to interfere. The court reporter is not going to want that. And so you cannot use it in a deposition. When else can you do simultaneous interpreting? In the legal field, not in many other places. You could in the mediation. So in mediation, when you're in a caucus, you would interpret simultaneously when the mediator comes in and the mediator's talking with you, with the attorney. Mediator and attorney are conferencing. The interpreter is whispering into the person's ear everything that's going on. Opening of a mediation. We are interpreting into the person's ear everything, or with a device. I use equipment. I have it here. We have different types of equipment. I'll do another video for the equipment that you can use. So that's when there's no court reporter in a mediation, right? So you're not interfering with the court reporter. Now let me show you something. I have this video, and if you want, I'll do a special video about it, about this sort of interpreting. Let me see. There we go. So this is the International Anti-Counterfeiting Coalition, the 2019 summit. We provided the interpreters for this summit. That's that's me. I was the project manager there, handing out the receivers to all the participants from governments all over South America. And that's the booth that we set up, and you have some transmitters there. I don't know if you can see. Let's zoom in. There we have one of the interpreters and the transmitters there. And Let's go to the next picture. Right up. There we go. So we already saw this one. Okay, look at this. This is what the type of equipment. You'll see this also in federal court. See this little device here? This is also used in federal court. This is what you would see in the United Nations. And this equipment is used by the interpreters. I'll do a separate video just on this equipment if you want. If you want it, if you think it's cool. I think this is really awesome equipment, pretty cool. These sound booths, and it's a pretty interesting experience. Now, again, we focus on legal interpreting, and you notice this type of job, the International Association or Anti-Counterfeiting Association, is also legal related. There's Etienne and Gabriela. Etienne is a federal court certified interpreter. We've done many assignments together over in the Virgin Islands and Texas, and all around great guy and friend. He's up in Orlando. This was over at the Waldorf Astoria of Orlando. And let's see if we have another picture. Okay, here we have a close-up of the interpreter console. And this is the same one that is used in the court system. I wish we had another one with that where you could see actually the how do you call it, how it looks in the federal courts, right? There's in federal court we have the same equipment, the IC2 unit that you see there, and we're very spoiled. We have our own desk in the federal courts, and each interpreter gets a headset, and we get to take turns. It's pretty cool. It's very similar to the setup that you just saw there, but in our own desk, and we don't have that. Usually, you do have some booths. We don't have that booth protecting us or protecting the sound, so we have to keep our voices low in federal courts. Well, that's it. That's for simultaneous interpreting. Again, you do simultaneous interpreting only in trials and hearings where the person is not testifying at the moment, not in depositions, not when they're on the witness stand. You can use it also in mediations. So mediations and hearings. That's when we use the simultaneous interpreting mode, and also, of course, conferences and United Nations and things like that, where you have headsets and specialized equipment. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. If you really like the video, please click that notifications bell so that you can get alerts every time one of these videos comes out. Thank you very much, and visit us at legaltranslations.net, where we speak the language of your world.